but also the first and only to be rescheduled because Congress delayed the election. Andrew Jackson was the first sworn in on the east side of the Capitol building, and Ronald Reagan was the first sworn in on the west. The shortest inaugural address was George Washington's second, while the longest was William Henry Harrison's, who talked for almost 2 hours in the winter rain. He caught pneumonia and died a month later. 6 presidents have taken the oath outside Washington. George Washington, first in New York and then in Philadelphia. John Adams in Philadelphia. Chester Arthur in New York. Teddy Roosevelt in Buffalo. Calvin Coolidge in Plymouth, Vermont. And, of course, LBJ in Dallas. James Polk's inauguration was the first to be covered using the telegraph, and Warren Harding's parade was the first to use cars. James Buchanan's inaugural was the first one photographed, and William McKinley's was the first filmed. Calvin Coolidge's was the first on radio, and Hoover's was the first in a movie newsreel. The first inauguration to be televised was Harry Truman's, and the first streamed on the internet was Bill Clinton's second. Lincoln's parade was the first to include African Americans, and Wilson's was the first to include women. While bad weather moved the ceremony indoors for William Howard Taft and Ronald Reagan, Grant toughed it out in 16 degrees and Jack Kennedy in 20 degrees without an overcoat. FDR's inauguration was the first held in January after a constitutional amendment moved the date up from March. And finally, more people witnessed Barack Obama's first than any other event ever held in Washington. Well, that was put together by producer Will Robbie of the Chris Matthews Show on weekends. They've lent it to us. I love that stuff. Fast, lots of information.